Hello again and welcome, it's Yvonne here with a couple more reasons why bed and breakfast businesses struggle and don't make the kind of money they should be making. So the first thing I want to talk to you about today is personal and business boundaries. Now, bed and breakfast businesses are really like having house guests, so sometimes we feel that we need to be on duty 24/7 making sure that guests are happy, when in fact we don't really. And when we're doing that, we're driving ourselves into the ground. And it's the surest way to reach exhaustion and burnout very, very quickly. Having that personal touch with the owner of the business and the establishment and tapping into their local knowledge about things that are going on in the area is one of the reasons that people choose B&Bs over hotels. But that doesn't mean that we need to be at people's beck and call all the time. To be on top form when we are on duty means taking time out for ourselves and our families on a regular basis. People don't respect people who don't respect themselves. So make sure you've put the boundaries in place and make sure that guests can't call on you 24/7. Next is lack of investment in new skills. You know, the world is constantly changing and the way we did business a few years ago may not necessarily work for us today. And this was especially true for me because perhaps like you, I was running my business before the internet came along. The internet has brought so many new tools and technologies that we can use to improve our lives and improve our businesses and make things work better. But sometimes we find ourselves a little afraid of the technologies and wondering whether they'll work or can I do it? But we must overcome those fears in order to move our businesses forward. Let me share a little story with you now about how I overcame my fear. A few years ago, I had decided that I wanted to create a six-figure bed and breakfast business, really just to see if I could, to see if it would work. And so I knew that I needed to use some online tools and technologies in order to make my business work so that it would free up more time for me to concentrate on other things. So I invested in a customer relationship management system. Now don't worry if you don't know what that is. The point of the story is this. I bought the software. It was on a subscription basis and it looked like a lot of money for me at the time. Included in the package were some coaching calls with a representative of the company. After a couple of those calls, I had a sudden panic attack. What was I thinking? I couldn't afford this. This was far too much money. I was in desperate fear. I emailed my coach from the company and I said, I must have a refund. I've made a mistake. I need to stop this right now. He ignored me. And when I sat down and thought about it rationally, I realised that I had to have this software, otherwise I could not reach the target that I've set for myself, which was a six-figure target. So a few days later, I fired off another email to my coach, telling him to ignore the first email, and he replied straight away saying he'd binned it anyway. So I overcame my fears. He'd probably seen somebody like me before. But I did overcome them and I moved forward and I did build that six-figure business, and you can too, if we can just put aside our fears and do what we need to do to put in place what we need to put in place. If we don't change, then nothing changes. And remember what Einstein said? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I hope you found this useful and valuable. And I know that if you're still with me, then you're definitely thinking about joining us in Champagne for our workshop in November. Don't wait any longer. You only have until Friday to take advantage of this special early bird price of 2 for 1. Click on the link below, book yourself in, and I'm looking forward to having you join us and creating a six-figure bed and breakfast business for you too. Take care now. Bye for now.